Okay, great. Hello, everyone. I'm Mudassir. You can call me Moda. Um, I'm working as a project manager for the Opening Doors here in Sacramento. And two of my colleagues are also in this meeting. One is Zainab and Haji Shukran. They both work as a caseworkers for the Entrepreneurship Career Pathways Project. So the focus of our meeting is on the Opening Doors agency and what services do they provide, and then also provide some more details about the Entrepreneurship Career Pathways project, because that is the project which is funded by the Los Rios and implemented by 3 different agencies. One is Opening Doors in the IRC, International Rescue Committee, in the Asian Resources. So what is about the Opening Doors, a little bit about the background. It's one of the resettlement agencies based in Sacramento. There are 5 to 6 different resettlement agencies in one of them is the Opening Doors. They provide different services, and I will explain that in more details. The Opening Doors agency started in 1993 with a different name, but then the name changed a few times. You can see it here. I will not go too much in details. The first name was as the Sacramento Refugee Ministry, a small resettlement agency, and then in 1994 as a micro enterprise program. So the name has changed slightly in different times, but the focus was on immigrants in services to immigrations and refugees. So there are 5 different programs, larger programs, currently in the Opening Doors. One is the refugee resettlement, survivor of human trafficking, immigration legal services, in economic prosperity, and health programs. So these are the 5 key programs that we implement in Sacramento. The first one, the refugee resettlement program, is focusing on receiving the new arrivals, refugees and immigrants. And we provide different services to them from the day they arrive, including picking them from the airports and then providing them accommodation, helping them to rent an apartment or a home, help them enroll in different types of social services and benefits, such as welfare benefits in the county or CalWorks, in the medical benefits. So different benefits that they need, including helping them to obtain their social security numbers and connecting them with the legal immigration services as well in case they need. So whatever needs are there in their first days or in their first few months, the resettlement team help them with that. We also provide different donations. It depends on what donations we have at that time. So we provide it to the new arrivals. And then from there, the resettlement team also refer these new arrivals to different service providers in different departments inside the Opening Doors as well. It depends on their needs. Yeah, the next program is the survivor of human trafficking. So we also work with those who are facing issues from human trafficking, because most of them need different types of help, such as mental health, recovery from trauma, and also help them to train them on different skills so that they can find a job or have an income. So it depends on different cases of those who face human trafficking issues, and we help in that department based on their needs. The next program is immigration legal services. In this program, we provide help to the immigrants and refugees with their legal documentations, whether they want to apply for a green card, permanent residency, change their status, or apply for citizenship. So we do help with the legal documentations in process. In the health program, is closely linked to the clients from the human trafficking, but also other clients if they need help, not necessarily those who are facing the human trafficking issues. There are clients, they need support with different types of health needs. Some are looking, for example, for cheaper health insurance. We may refer them to different agencies. Some want to just apply to health benefits in the county. They don't know how to start the process. So we help them based on that as well. And we also provide a lot of these immigrants, they don't have the English language skills. So we do have interpreters in different staff to help them with any of their health needs. So the next program is the Economic Prosperity Program, in which I also work. Under this program, we have two key programs or projects. One is the micro enterprise, and one is the Entrepreneurship Career Pathways Project. In the micro enterprise, or the program, which we call it Economic Prosperity Program. So the micro enterprise part of the program is mainly helping anyone, it can be immigrants or refugees or US citizens, to apply for business loans, small business loans, if they want to start their own business or want to expand their existing business. In this program, we also have a lot of immigrants because most of them, they want to start their own businesses, or some has their own small businesses they want to expand, or even some, for example, need loan to buy a car to do self-employment beside their studies or other commitments, so that they have an income. So we help these kind of clients as well. We have different types of loans. The term in the maximum is 50,000. It depends on the needs of a client in their business idea that they have. They can be approved for even 1,000. If they need just 1,000, they can be approved even for 20,000. It depends on how much do they need for their business or their business expansion. In the term for loan is usually from 1 year to 5 years. It depends on how much they need. We also provide free business consultation to those who want to start new business or want to expand their business. We also have special loan programs for some categories. As I mentioned, some people may need loan for starting self-employment rather than business. We can also help them. The interest rate for all these different loans or different amounts is starting from 7.75% to 8.5%. I will explain in more details this one. So who qualifies? It can be citizens, permanent residents, or anyone who has a legal status or immigration status here in the United States. And you can see there are 3 different types of loan programs that we have. One is from the SBA, the Small Business Administration. We also have one loan program from the Office of Refugee Resettlement, and also from the Wells Fargo Bank. Each of these program has different requirements. It depends on the client's needs or business idea, and then we help them to apply for that specific type of loan. The SBA loan in the ORR loan that I mentioned in this slide, the Office of Refugee Resettlement loan, their minimum and maximum amount is the same, but they have different requirements. It can be for anyone, as I mentioned, that it can be US citizens, lawful permanent residents, or legal immigrants. The term is again the same, amount is maximum is 50,000. The interest rates are different. For if it is 10,000 in less, they will pay a bit higher because they will be paying off this money in less time, not in 5 years, maybe in 2 years, maybe in 1 year. For the startup of new businesses, or it can start from 15,000, even it can be 50,000. Again, it depends on the business idea. And there is also a closing fee of the loan, which is 2% of the total loan. Whatever amount they get, there will be a 2% of the closing fee. And the ORR is the same, exactly the same thing, but they just have different requirements. Some may have different idea. They may not be approved business idea. They may not be approved by the ORR and maybe approved by the SBA. So that is the only difference. Otherwise, the amount is the same. And the interest fee is also the same. The Wells Fargo loan is different. It is from 1,000 to 5,000. Some clients may need small amount. We had some clients that they were looking for a smaller amount to start a home-based business or a small business. So we were applying them for the Wells Fargo loans rather than the SBA and ORR loans. So the Refugee Entrepreneurship Career Pathways project is another project of the prosperity program that I mentioned. One is the loan program that we just discussed, and the next one is the project that I'm leading from the opening door side. As I mentioned, there are 3 agencies that are implementing the project, and the project is funded, and also the leading is the Los Rios College. The project started technically in January 2021, and the current project duration is until November of this year. But Los Rios is still reviewing the project, and we'll see it may be extended further. It depends on the outcomes and also funding availability. So the focus of our project is the Entrepreneurship Career Pathway project is a lot on the career development of immigrants and refugees. This program is only for refugees. The previous program, the loan program, business loan that I mentioned, is for anyone. But the Career Pathways project is designed just for the immigrants and refugees. There are 4 different objectives, but the whole idea is that we want to help these immigrants to build their career and achieve their career goals, both short-term and long-term goals. For some clients, it may take very long to achieve their career goals. For some, it may not, because we have some of the clients, for example, they have good English language skills, they do have good qualification experience, but they don't know the US market, and we need to help them to be trained on the job search activities and help them find a job rather than enrolling them maybe in college or certifications. But there are also a lot of immigrants who need help to enroll in colleges in different certifications or associate degrees in programs. So we have, because that is their career goals, and we help them to achieve that. And to achieve these goals, we do have different services. There is a list of 12 or 13 different activities that I listed here. The ones that are in bold is the key activities that are provided by opening doors to the refugees. One is case management services, employment skills courses, and also micro enterprise that I mentioned, the loan program. In the ECE placement or ECE trainings, ECE is the early childhood education, and I will explain that in more detail as well. But these are the key activities that we provide. And you can see English as a second language, career readiness training. All these are not provided by the opening doors, but we do help clients to enroll in these programs in different institutions, colleges, adult schools. So activities may be provided by different institutions, but we help all these clients to complete the process to start that program or learning activity. The focus of this project, the Entrepreneurship Career Pathways project, is on these 5 key areas. Health, entrepreneurship, IT, information technology, business development, and early childhood education. And the reason we are focusing on these 5 areas because the demand in the market is high for these areas. There are a lot of job opportunities in these areas, in a lot of learning programs as well. It doesn't mean we don't help clients if they are interested in a different field, for example, maybe engineering or something different than this one. We do help, but we try to focus on these areas. Otherwise, we have clients in different fields. So the reason I highlighted or I wrote the early childhood education in bold I want to just give an example of each of, whenever we work with these clients, there are a lot of processes to complete one of the activities or help clients to achieve one of their career goals. Let's take the example of the early childhood education. If someone wants to obtain their early childhood license or education license, or want to start home-based childcare center, because that is what they want, that is their career. And how we help them from where we start, I will explain here in details. So these are the steps for home-based childcare center. And we support clients in all these seven activities. The first step is to obtain the orientation certificate or complete the orientation from the Department of Social Services. After they complete that, then there are a lot of other requirements, such as doing the TB clearance for all the family members that are 18 and above. The CPR and first aid certificate is required. Preventative health practices certificate is required. And then also the tenant landlord notification for up to 6 children is also required. That is only for those who want to start home-based childcare center. And after that, after having all these 5 requirements, then the next step is to apply for the childcare license. And it doesn't mean if they do all these things, they are done. There is also a course of 3 to 6 months that they have to attend to understand all the details about the childcare education. And then that is how they get the license. Now we have around 10 clients in this program. Most of them completed their orientation, some completed their TB test, some are in the process of obtaining their CPR and first aid certificate. So you have to work with them in each of these different steps to achieve their career goals. And there are also different fee requirements for each of different certification, and we help them to pay the fee as well from our grant or our agency. So the client don't have to pay any fee. So here are some of the information about the fee. And also just to obtain or to start the childcare center, we work with 3 different agencies. One is the Department of Social Services, the American Red Cross, and Child Action Incorporation. And the reason we work with these 3 agencies, because these 3 agencies are providing different courses or certifications. All these services that I mentioned in the previous slide or certifications is not provided by one organization. That's why we have to work with different agencies to make sure they complete all these requirements to start their home-based childcare center. You can see the Department of Social Services is providing the childcare orientation. There is a fee, and it's only in English language. And that is the reason I mentioned English language, because we do have some clients that they don't speak basic English. So we cannot enroll them in the orientation because they won't be able to complete the rest of their certifications as well. And you can see the first aid and CPR is provided by the 2 different agencies, the American Red Cross and also the Child Action Incorporation. The fee are slightly different because the Child Action Incorporation is providing the training also in different languages, and they have interpreters. So that's why the fee is a bit high. And the preventative health practices certificate is also provided by the Child Action Incorporation. It's free. And there is also an annual maintenance fee, and we pay the client for the first year of their license. And then from there, they will have their license, and we hope they will have their business to pay the fee from the second year. So that is just one example of how we help clients to achieve their career goal. And if we take the example of any of the other fields, there are different processes and different steps. When we say health, in health, there are a lot of different clients who want to focus. For example, some want to focus on obtaining their nursing certificate. Some want to focus on different certification and license programs. And for each, there are different activities that we have to follow and help the clients. And a lot of the immigrants, the reason we help these clients, a lot of the immigrants don't know about all these requirements and they don't know from where to start. And also a lot can't even pay their fees. So that is why we need to help them, and that is how they can achieve their career goal. We do have clients in any of these programs, and there are different ways of helping them to, we do have in different, for example, we have IT clients and they want to be software testing, they want to obtain their software testing license. And we enroll them, but there are different steps that they need to follow, and that is how they achieve. It doesn't mean we just enroll them in the program. We make sure after they graduate and complete and obtain their certificate, we also help them to find a job in that field. So we train them on the job search skills. We help them come up with their resumes, with their application letter. We train them on how to find jobs using different tools. And we also help them how to apply for jobs. So that's one of the example of a career, achieving a career goal. And I already mentioned about the key activities. One thing is the case management, I think I didn't mention. In the case management services, there are a lot of documentations and follow-up required for each of the client, just to make sure that clients are on track to achieve their career goals. So that's why we do case management services for each of the client. Yeah, so these are the key programs, and also the entrepreneurship career pathways project. The rest of the information is just some general information in case some of the students, maybe from different colleges or Las Rios, are interested to volunteer for the opening doors. We do have two different types of volunteers. One is called the Good Neighbor volunteers, and one is welcoming volunteers. So if anyone is interested, they can definitely be volunteers and help refugees and immigrants in these different areas. Their activities are slightly different. The Good Neighbor volunteers are helping with the airport pickups, client transportation, and providing them some basic skills and trainings, and helping them to refer them to the ESL classes or enroll them in ESL classes. And for welcoming volunteers, the activities are mainly apartment setup, welcome kits, special events, and donation inventory management, basically providing them donations that we have. I think that is all from my side. The last slide is just information about our office hours and contact details. We are still open. Most of our work is remote, but we do have office open in case clients need support, because we are receiving a lot of the new arrivals due to the situation in Afghanistan. Still many of the immigrants or the new evacuees are in the camps. That's why we remain our office open for walk-ins. A lot of the walk-ins are there and they need help with the resettlement. That is all from my side, and I'm happy to answer any question.
Hi, I have a question. Do you also do presentations to classes? For example, would you be willing to come to a Zoom meeting and present this information, or could we share a recording of this video with our students?
Yeah, both option is fine with us. I did one presentation. It wasn't a present even in person in one of the colleges. I think it was ARC. Yeah,
I'm from Sacramento City College.
Okay, yeah. So any option is fine with us. This video can be shared as well, or also you can refer clients to us. It can be easily connected. I can share our details with Olga by email. And even if you reach out to Olga, she will definitely refer clients that are interested. Yeah. And we can also do presentation. If you have any student, even we have one-on-one presentations to students and also in groups. If anyone is interested, we can do group presentation, and and also one-on-one. But I think the good idea is to do the presentation rather than a video, because students may have different questions.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other question? Yes, please.
Hi, could you talk a little bit more about the health supports for students who are coming with a lot of trauma? I got that you help connect students to different resources. What do you, I'm just curious what you offer yourselves in terms of counseling and so forth, if anything.
Yeah, we do have counselors for trauma recovery. They are trained staff. They directly provide support as well if it is related to trauma recovery. We do have that staff who are trained on how to support the clients with trauma, or how to provide or how to educate them, because it's mainly related to mental health, and they are trained on how to work with these clients. And if the issue is not specifically related to trauma health, it depends if they have any other health concerns, something more than just counseling, we do refer them.
What is there, and the counseling or the mental health help, that's in the client's primary language, right?
Yes.
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah, we do have interpreters as well. In case our staff don't speak that language, we do have interpreters in different languages.
Thank you.
Any other question?
Montessori, do you think you could talk a little bit about, so we have some of clients from Opening Doors who are students in Los Rios, maybe some of the experiences they shared with you so far, what are some barriers, like where do they get stuck and things like that? I think that would be helpful for our faculty to know.
Yeah, definitely. We do have students at Los Rios that are, some are in the field of IT, some in the field of business, mainly focusing on accounting and taxation. There are few challenges that clients or immigrants are facing. Definitely, COVID is a challenge for everyone. It's not just the clients, but also staff and everyone. Besides that, the new arrivals, they have a bit of more challenges compared to those who spend some time in the US or some years. For example, they don't have transportation if they want to study in college or visit college, especially for new arrivals. Also, they may not be eligible for FAFSA financial aid because they haven't spent a year in California or in the US. So they may face with some of the financial barriers to complete their degree programs. And that is why we help them to cover the gap in case they are partially approved or maybe partially exempted from the tuition fee, or they can't pay for their books, or they need maybe a software or any type of books or materials. We can help them to purchase that. Yeah, some clients that I'm hearing is most of these clients, they are also new to the online studies in generally to the US study programs or college systems because they are starting online, and some are facing on how to, for example, even when they want to drop a class, we have to help them to drop from the class. So it's a bit of challenge in the first, I think, semester or two to understand the college system. But yeah, these are some of the key barriers that they are facing. Besides that, we do have a lot of clients. They are interested in some of the college studies, but their barrier is to also gain income, means support their family financially. They can't find enough time. So they may need more time to complete their degree program. They may just enroll in 3 credits per semester because they are also working. And also the current situation, I think, in Afghanistan is making it a bit challenging for the Afghan clients. A lot of the clients, I'm sure you have also heard from many of the clients, for some of their families, members are stuck in Afghanistan. The situation is still worrying. I'm also hearing from some of the clients that they have to work more now and they can't study because they have to support their families back in Afghanistan because most of them lost jobs and offices are closed. So they're facing these different challenges. And yeah, mental health is definitely important when it comes to college studies. So each of them are going through a lot these days. It makes it a bit challenging, and I think there is need for a bit more support related to their mental health or maybe counseling.
So I have 2 questions. Okay.
Yes,
so you have some students, because they're not going to be eligible for financial aid, they have to come stay here for a year. For those students, are you okay with them maybe going to adult school and learning English first?
yeah, definitely. If they we do enroll, we have several clients in the adult school and they are learning English, but there are clients that their English is good, but they're not in the US for a year now. They're ready for the college or higher educations, but they cannot be approved for the financial aid.
And so do you provide computers?
Not now. Even today, we had a workshop. Still, it's ongoing with from the Rios College to our clients. 16 of our clients are attending. It's for 1 week. So Rios College help us to provide them with the computers because most of them it's like loaner computers. We give them for the classes or for the workshops to attend. It depends. If they are enrolled in a bit long-term studies and we know there is a need for a computer, we can help them.
Olga, is there any extra funding for that?
Yes. Hi, Miriam. Good to see you. Yeah, so like Mudassir said, we do have loaner laptops. So first, our goal is to help all our refugee students get all the help that they can. So first, apply for financial aid, see if they can get a Chromebook through that, and kind of use all of the existing resources. And then if they don't qualify for the existing resources, then Refugee Career Pathways, we do have loaner laptops that students can get. And then the other thing that I wanted to say, if they've been in the US for less than a year, sometimes there are ways that they can still qualify for the in-state tuition or some financial aid. So you can always refer them our way and we can help them figure out if they qualify for one thing or another. One example would be if somebody's been in the US for less than a year, but they are an SIV holders, that's a special immigrant visa, they can apply for an exemption through our admissions departments, and that exempts them from that out-of-state tuition. So I would say anytime things like that come up, you can just refer them straight to us. I'll put the general refugees email in the chat so that you can all refer.
And then how many students are you expecting to attend a community college?
As of right now, specifically in the program, so the ones that are specifically part of the Refugee Career Pathways grant and are working directly with the resettlement agencies, we have 112 in Los Rios. That's between fall and spring. So most are starting this spring. I think 80 something are starting this spring. And then I know that those numbers will go much higher in the fall because a lot more people will know about the program, but I don't have exact numbers. I think somebody else had a question.
In the chat, Jeff asked a question about the percentage of the SIVs that we are receiving now. I'm not sure about the exact number, but the number of SIVs are less compared to the parolees. These days, we are receiving a lot of the humanitarian parolees, the evacuees from the camps. And a small number is SIVs. I can say maybe around 30%. Yes, please, Katrina.
Hi there. I just wanted to share, in case you weren't aware, that our ESL Center, we have a lot of student support and translation. So just in case you need help in helping students with the registration process and so forth, just keep that in mind, because we're open 5 days a week. We have Pashto speakers, Dari speakers, and we're doing a lot of that work now, just kind of helping students navigate. So, just so we can all collaborate, just, that.
Yeah, definitely. That will be helpful. I will, Olga, do you have Katrina's email? Maybe I can get you. Okay, I will send you an email just to get in touch, and then from there, yeah, we can coordinate some of the activities. It's a good idea. Thank you.
Sure.
I see a question from Helen in the chat. How do I send refugee students for assistance at ARC? My classes are online. So I would say that for any current students, if they need academic help, I would start with the ESL Center, because they will help these students figure out what specific kind of help they need academically. It could be a RAD or WAC, or maybe the ESL Center specifically. If it's other help, things like, I don't know how to get financial aid. I don't know if you can send them directly to financial aid, but you can also send them to us, and we can pair them with peer mentors who will help them in their first language get connected to the resources on campuses. And that goes for all 4 colleges, not just ARC. We do have pretty strong connections with the resources on campus, off campus for all the colleges. So somebody said, is there no avenue to this information from the CRC website? The Refugee Career Pathways is a district-wide program. So as of right now, the website is for the whole district. If you want it to be linked somewhere to the CRC website, I can connect with the public information officers and see if they want it, if they already have it linked somewhere to the specific college websites or not.
Okay.
Is there any other question?
I was just going to say, Olga, I was just looking at our site for support services. It looks like a great place for that link. If we could just get, if we talk to someone at CRC to add the link that you just provided for the district-wide services, it would be, there are plenty of places for that to just plop in with all of the services we're already providing.
Awesome, thank you. Thank you for that idea. I'll connect for sure. The same goes for all 4 colleges. As of right now, the link is just the district-wide link, but I'll connect with our PIOs to get it connected directly to the college websites. All right, awesome. Mauricio, one final question for you. So
Yes.
We had some people email us with questions of somebody wants to study in Los Rios, one of the colleges, but they don't have a status yet in the US. So what do they do?
Yeah, even in our office, we received, I think, 1 client so far. It was like 3 weeks ago from now, and they don't have any status. What we did was we referred them to our immigration department, and now they're helping them to obtain their status, to help them with their paperwork and everything. So that will be a challenge, because we can't apply for them for FAFSA or financial aid, but we can help them with, in case they have, for example, work authorization in looking for a job. We can definitely help them considering what documents do they have. But we normally refer them to our immigration department because they will need the status definitely, even if they want to have their career in the US, they need the status. So the first thing we do is to work on their immigration documents, and we do have that services in our office.
Awesome, thank you. So I'm reading in the chat, could you please talk about different ways to donate money, supplies, etc. So one perfect way that actually Mudasir and I were talking about today is a lot of faculty in Los Rios, you all have so much expertise that that we could learn from. So I'll give you one example. This week, a faculty member from Folsom Lake, Dr. Suha Al-Jabouri, she's doing a computer literacy workshop for refugee women. And it's just a 1-week workshop. These refugee women are able to do it from their homes. We loaned some laptops so that they could do it. And that's a great way that it's not necessarily a class, so somebody doesn't have to commit fully to going to college, but it's also a recruitment tool of like, okay, you did this workshop, and now let's get you into Los Rios, into college. So that's a perfect example of how you could donate your time potentially, or actually the grant can pay for your time, but you could donate your expertise to help refugees. So if you can think of something that you would be willing to present or interested in presenting, whether it's like financial education, anything that you think that refugees, newcoming refugees could learn from you, we would definitely be willing to talk about that. And then the different ways to donate, I'll let Mudasir expand on that, but I know that each of the resettlement agencies does have a link to volunteer or donate money and supplies, and it lists the ways, but I'll let Mudasir share more on that.
Yeah, definitely. In our office, we do have, in our website, I can share here or by email to Olga the link. And we have both options. If someone wants to donate goods or supplies or money, they can choose one of or both of the options and then send the details. Someone from our office will receive the details and they will coordinate the donation if it is donation. And if it is money, they can do it online through the website. I can share that link with Olga, and you can see both options there. But also, as mentioned by Olga, volunteering, if students or anyone want to volunteer for the agency is also a good support, or even providing trainings that can help these immigrants or refugees from the college side, or any training that can help these immigrants, we can coordinate with our clients. Olga already mentioned about the computer literacy workshop. This first round is mainly for female, and from our organization only there are 16 females. They wanted to learn the computer literacy, and they are very excited that they're learning. So any training, any learning that are available in your departments and you want to provide training that can help them, we definitely can organize something.
All right, any other questions, ideas? All right, great. So then if you come up with questions, ideas, concerns later, feel free to contact me directly or Mudasir. If you contact me, then I'll let Mudasir know that you contacted us and all of that. I'll connect all of you together. But thank you for your time. You have a great rest of your afternoon. Happy Flex Day. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, everyone.